Ma'am,
Yes, Abhishek.
what's today's topic?
We are going to see how to upload the files to Cloudinary, a
Oh,
cloud storage platform.
okay. So we are starting MongoDB, right?
No, this is to store files in the cloud
Okay, okay,
and not database.
okay. What?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I am pasting the MCQ. Let's wait for others to join and then we'll get started.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Hi. Okay, I'm adding the MCQ for both the batches. Mm, yeah, added for Baba batch. Added for Tata as well. Done with your MCQs? Let me share my screen. Mm. Okay. Can anyone of you confirm if the screen is visible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Only 20 of you have joined. What happened? It's already 9:10. Okay.
I think it is a festival today, Holika. So that
Oh, okay. Yeah, tomorrow is a holiday. I hope the notification is also posted. Okay. Give me a minute. Let me connect the writing pattern. Okay, every one of you try how to upload? Did you face any issues? Did you try in your own systems? Whatever we saw yesterday, were you able to get all the images or files in your folder?
Yes.
Yes. Others, any difficulties did you face? Did you try to limit the size of the files being uploaded? Yes, no. Okay, multiple files, Ganga. Okay, good. Multiple files uploading. Yes, we saw yesterday itself. Multiple, did you try multi-field upload? Something like this. This is like a combination of both. Like you can have multiple fields, and in each of those fields, you can have multiple files as well. Okay, and then regarding the file size limitation. Okay, how we have a function called file filter, right? So Next to that, add a comma and then add limits. Inside limits, if you can see, you can mention the file name, right? The name of the file, size of the file name and the file size itself. If it is greater than this, you will not receive the files. It will right away reject it. All those are configurations are there. Configure and try different scenarios. Okay. So let me. So any doubts so far, guys? Do you want me to repeat anything? Can we proceed, or do you want me to revise and repeat? Quickly, I'll tell you. Okay, import Multer. Okay. After that, have all your configurations, the destination, the file name, and if you need any filter to your files, you can have that as well. Okay. And then for whatever route you are going to accept, okay, try to add the middleware to that particular route alone. Okay. If it is a single, use single and then the field name. If it is an array or a multiple files, you can add product image. Okay. If it is a multiple file, inside the handler, you will get those files as an array in request.files. Okay. If it is a single file, it is going to be request.file. Okay. We were adding image URL to the product data itself so that later you can access the images. Right. So these are the configurations with respect to Multer. Okay. But we were storing it in the server code itself. If you see a public, and inside that we were storing it. Right. So what are the disadvantages of having static files or user files in the server code itself? Can anyone of you tell me? Anyone can see, but we are not trying to achieve privacy here, because once you are going to upload in a CDN, that's also going to be public unless and until you get the URL. Okay, you will not be able to see. If the URL is available, everyone can see. Like that's based on configurations. Any other thing? Yes, storage space. That's one thing. Yes, correct, Abhishek. See, the code itself, the entire code itself, okay, if it is a maximum, if you see the Heroku application, they'll provide only, I believe, 100 to some limited number of MB. If it is if it is a free thing. If it is, even if it's a paid, they're not going to release in GB size, because the product, the code size is going to be very minimal, and having a huge code size will automatically slow your application speed. Is that clear? Yes, Abhishek. A single machine cannot have storage space than cloud. Machine, okay, but your servers are not going to be a single machine, right? Like we are going to have a distributed system, but even then, loading the storage in the server code itself is not something advised. And what happens, let's say multiple users keep on uploading, right? You cannot predict the size of your server, and your entire application will crash. Right, that's also right, Abhishek. So you cannot store this kind of a static user files, which are no, you cannot, whenever you cannot determine the size of the files, and it will slow your application on the whole. Main point would be it will slow, and then you will not find that much of a huge space in whatever platform you deploy your application in, be it Virtual, be it Netlify, be it AWS. In any of the platform, if you deploy, they'll not give you that much of a space to upload that. Okay, so let's say users are uploading films or videos, right? That's going to be huge. Yeah, so yeah, you will have limited space only to just post your source code. Okay, all these files which are huge, which might be huge in size, are not advised to be stored in server itself. So let me go back to Notepad. So yesterday what we were doing is, let us say this is my client. Okay, you uploaded a file. Okay, let's assume this is an internet. Yes, we were doing it locally, but the entire thing which we have done is, inside the server you stored all your files, right? Your client was sending a file and you received those files. Okay, and through your application code you were storing it in your server code itself. 500, okay, Nileshwar said 500 MB only for free Hero account. I still think that it's still huge. Yeah, that's limited, correct. But okay, this is what we were doing. Okay, you received the file and then you stored it in the server code itself. So now what we are going to see is, we are going to separate the files. We are going to store it in a cloud application, which is for example, we have taken, Cloudinary. Okay, it gives a maximum of 25 GB storage space. Okay, this is not, no, you have S3 bucket, all these things you can store. Okay, there are multiple cloud storage platforms. Okay, you are simply going to store these files in this platform, in this cloud platform, and this is going to return you URL to fetch the images. Okay, this URL only you will store it in your image URL. We were storing it, right? We were storing some URL yesterday. In the product data, you stored the file name itself as an URL. So later you can fetch it, right? So now my URL is going to change, right? I have stored in the Cloudinary cloud storage. Okay, and that in turn will give you an URL. Okay, a URL, and you will store that URL in your product data. So later, even if you wanted to, when the client is getting, let's say you're getting all the product information. Okay, even when the client is getting product information, okay, it will have an image URL with it, right? Image URL. So later, since you have the URL with you, instead of going and asking server, because your file stores, your static files, all your images are stored in this platform, right? You right away hit the URL, which is a Cloudinary URL. Okay, right away hit that platform and then get the images. Instead of going through the server and getting, you have the URL with you, right? Which is public. So you right away hit your Cloudinary platform and then it will give you the URL. Is that clear? What are we going to achieve? Understood? Yes. So how Cloudinary is different from Mongo? Okay. Mongo is a database. You can have a schema. Okay, you can store text data. Whereas this is a storage platform. You can store, let me show you. Okay, Mongo is a database where you can store data, query it, okay, query data, okay, perform filtration, try to find data from your database itself. Okay, this is a database which contains all data of an application. You cannot store, it's not like you cannot store. Okay, you can still store files in DB, but you have to store in a raw format. Okay, you cannot store it as an image or a file, whatever the user is giving. Okay, you should store it in a raw format. Even that will take a lot of space. Okay, it's not advisable to store your raw format of files itself in the DB. Okay, what you will store is you will I told you, right? What you will store in Mongo is that you will deploy your files in Cloudinary, right? You will store all your files here. That is going to give me a URL. That URL only you are going to store it in the database. Okay, even buffer, like Abhishek is telling, it will be stored in buffer. Okay, even buffer is a raw data, right? Raw data of your file. Raw data also, it's not advised to store in the DB. Okay, simply store the URL in your DB. As of now, we have dummy data. Simply store the URL in DB. So anytime you access it from your Mongo database or a SQL database, okay, MySQL, whenever you try to query, you will have the URL with you, right? So you can simply get the URL from your Mongo database and simply hit this cloud storage platform. Is that clear? Okay. Any other doubts what we are trying to achieve? Okay, we still haven't connected our application to database. Database is something different. Okay, it's not a cloud storage platform. With the database, you can do multiple operations. You can query, you can organize stuff, you can search. All those and all you cannot do. Okay, it will simply deploy it. It will simply store the content. So far, what did we do here? We simply stored the content in our server, right? The same thing we are going to do in another platform. In the Cloudinary platform, similar to how this gave you the path, right? The path of your server, the Cloudinary is going to give an URL, right? Wherever it is being deployed. So with that URL, later you can access.
So we are storing only that URL, right?
Yes, we are storing only the URL, because when you have the URL, you can right away hit the Cloudinary URL and then get the image, right? So instead of storing our code entirely in the server, instead of storing all the files in the server, we are just storing it in a separate platform, which provides a lot of space, okay, to store your files, and also, okay, separates your server from these static files. Is that clear, Bhushan? Was Bhushan asking?
Yes,
or
yes.
Yeah, Abhishek. Okay. Any other doubts? No. Yes. Any
No.
No. Okay. Others? Can we proceed? Okay. What you're going to do is, let's see what it's going to give us. Okay. Let me go to Cloudinary. Create an account. Okay. So if you go and see, it's just storing media or files. Okay. Media mostly used for storing these kind of media files, which can be huge in size and also used for the separation from the server code itself. Okay, so that is the it's a cloud platform similar to Drive, right? You have a Google Drive where you dump in all your files. Similar to that, Cloudinary is a storage platform where you can store all your media files or static files, whatever the user is uploading. Okay, instead of storing it inside the server code itself. Okay, login. I have already signed in. Okay, sign in. You will be able to find. Okay, finish that part. Okay, let me know once everyone have done signing in. Okay, sign in and yeah, go to dashboard. You should see all the cloud name, API key, and the secret. Okay, I'll give 5 minutes. Just configure your account. Yeah, and let me. Just ask your name. It will just ask your email ID, name. That's it. Like, let me delete all the things which I did for demo. What are the other informations it's asking other than your name?
Little product.
Sorry, Bhushan, can you come again?
Select a product which you would like to use.
Product, is it? Like, what are the things available?
Programmable media for image and video API.
Yeah,
Media.
media would be the better option.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, there are two options, media optim.
Hmm.
There are two options in that.
Media optimization
And programmable media and image API. Something.
let me quickly check.
Programmable media for image and video API and
Yeah,
media
that
optimizer
is,
for
yeah, optimization is not necessary. Just give the first one.
okay.
I think later also you can go and edit, I believe. Select the free plan. Done, everyone? Those of you who have done, can you just add a thumbs up? 23 are here.
Just logged in.
What happens to that?
Verified. Yes, ma'am. We
Verified.
verified. Like
Yeah, yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Gmail.
Yeah, others, Akhilesh, Amanjot,
Done, ma'am, done.
done. Bhavan, Saurabh, Reena. Any difficulties are you facing? Okay, go to media library. Okay, you should see two samples already. Okay, and then go to dashboard. Okay, you should be able to see the cloud name, API and API secret. Okay, now let's see how to use this, okay, in our application and then how to upload it. Okay. In my laptop, same issue. I cannot upload Cloudinary install in NPM. I'll switch my system. Okay, and then I'll show you. I'll just share from another system and then show you. Let me know if you face any difficulties in installing.
So, ma'am, here what we have to choose, DevOps or developer? No.
Developer, Sudhakar, developer. Okay.
build a new website or app or product, that one. No?
Yeah. Let me stop sharing the screen here. I'll join in another platform. System. Sorry.
Configure your SDK. So start configuration.
No, that is not necessary. The home page, if you are able to do it, that will be fine.
Yes, I got that. What is the use of this website, ma'am?
To store your users' files, right? Where will you store your when you are deploying your application? Okay, where will you store all the files which your user gave? You need to store it somewhere, right? You are going to store all the static files which your user is giving here. Okay. Files cannot be stored in database. Only the raw format can be stored. Even that raw format will be very long. Processing will be heavy if you store. It's not a no preferred way.
So we have to say store our data on media library or what?
Store our data?
Storing videos or anything
Yes,
on
any files.
library or what?
Yes, we are going to use a library, the Cloudinary library itself. They have their own codes. Yeah, I'm just joining from another system. Give me a minute.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Is my screen visible, guys?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, good.
Yes. Oh.
So now let me go back to all the changes which we have done. Okay. So go to this, click documentation. Okay. So based on the languages, whatever you have, okay, it will depend on that. Okay. So they have for front end, no, directly uploading files from the client to your cloud directly. Okay. But we are not going to do that way. We are going to store it from backend, right? So we are going to use Node.js. Go click that. You will see the documentation.
Ma'am, okay. SDK.
Yes, Sudhakar?
In which tab it is available, ma'am?
This one, this is my
Yes,
sister.
yes, the page that.
Yeah, this is my sister. I'm not used to Windows, but yeah, let's see. Okay, so go down, similar to how you installed all other packages.
On product, we have SDK documents. Right?
Yes, SDK, Node.js, go click Node.js. If you scroll down, you will see npm install Cloudinary. So go to your code base, okay, do npm install.
Backend Node.js SDK, right, ma'am?
Yes, the same file. We are going to use the same thing, yesterday's file, and instead of storing it in our local, we are going to upload that in our Cloudinary platform. Is that okay?
So, but what we have to do now?
You are not audible.
Yes, my network is not good, but actually I click in Node.js SDK. Then what I have to do?
Yes, yeah, I'm telling you. Node.js SDK, scroll down, you have the documentation to install the Cloudinary library from npm. Okay, go to your Visual Studio. Okay, go to the directory whichever you have. Okay, do npm install Cloudinary.
Oh, okay. That I have to install.
Yes, once you install, you will have that in your package dependency.
Then I can do it morning. It will like now.
Yeah,
The network is
similar
not
to,
good.
yeah, similar to how you do for all the other packages, right? The same way you can do for this as well.
Okay.
Everyone else did any doubts? Installed Cloudinary package? Is it echoing now also, Prab? No, okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So once we are done with that, similar to how we import other packages, right? So go to your beginning of the file, just import like whatever name you want, the same package.
Cloudinary equal to
Yeah,
cloud.
that would work. Okay, but that's not standard. You can still use anything, any name. Okay, let's go back to the documentation. If you see here, okay, they are, it's recommended to include V2 version. Okay, they have two versions of this library itself. They are recommending us to use version 2 itself. So let's use the same. Okay, dot V2. Okay, after uploading, now let's come back to our file. Okay, we have the file here. We have our entire file here. It's uploaded in our public directory. It will be uploaded when I try to upload. Okay, it will be uploaded, but I have the file data here. Okay, with that file data, okay, from here we are going to call the URL whichever you wanted to upload. okay, and then store it. Now what we are doing is first storing it in our local, okay, and then okay, let's go back to this, okay. Let's see how you can upload it, right? Can you see this line? Cloudinary, once you import that package, okay, it is asking you to use cloudinary.uploader function and upload the image path, okay. If you go down, if you see here, it is asking you for your file path, right? Correct. So the file to upload, what are the various ways you can upload the files? Okay, either it should be a local path. Okay, local path meaning the server path itself. If you see here, this is a local path, right? So local path, or any HTTP or HTTPS URLs where you get the images from internet and all, right? All those will have HTTP URLs, okay, or from any other storage, okay, that is also a URL. And we will see local path, okay, and then we will also see how to change that into a base 64 data and then upload. For now we have our file in our local, right? For now we have a file in our local. So simply when the user is trying to upload, once we have the file in the local, can we directly take that file and then post it in the Cloudinary? Will that work? Understood what we are going to do? We got the file in our local, okay. My Cloudinary platform is going to accept only a local file, local path, or a HTTP URL, or any other cloud storage platform. Okay, there might be any other platform, right, where you have already hosted and you want to migrate. All of these are the different variations that your Cloudinary is accepting files. Okay, we are going to see how to add a local path. If you go to your Visual Studio, we already have the file in our local path. So we can simply get the file from here and then upload it. Will that work? Clear what we are going to do? But you can also ask me now, if I am uploading in the server, okay, I'm doing the same step, uploading in the server, and from here I'm taking the file and then posting it. Okay, this file will still be there, right? Right or wrong? We have already have the file in the local. I am going to post that or upload that in Cloudinary, but still this file is going to be there in my server. It is already, it has already uploaded. My Multer has already downloaded the file here. Okay, there are two ways. Okay, first we will let the server save it in your server itself. Okay, and from here let's get this file and then upload it in Cloudinary, and after that you can delete the file, right? That is one approach. Okay, I simply take the file, upload it, and then delete it so that nothing stays in my server. Will that work? Okay, this is one way. The other way, we will see how to have it in memory itself and then upload it instead of storing it in disk. We are using disk storage. If you see here, we are using disk storage and we are storing the file in our disk. So we are storing it, and then from here we are uploading it to Cloudinary, and then we are again going to delete it. That is the first approach we are going to see, which is kind of not necessary. Okay, we will see how to do that. First, let's get comfortable with how to use Cloudinary and then start with it. Okay, now you have configured the account. You cannot, in your account, you cannot simply allow anyone to add media, right? And that is the reason they have given you the cloud name, the API key, and the secret key and all. Okay, you will have to use this in order to authenticate yourself, so that in your account only the files you upload are there. Okay, by that you don't allow anyone else to upload files in your account. Okay, so we should configure, we should add these informations in our code. So first thing what you will do is, immediately after including your Cloudinary, okay, let us try to configure the thing. Okay. cloudinary.config. Okay. Inside this config, what are the informations that your Cloudinary platform is asking you to upload? Let's go to documentation. Okay. Can you see cloud name, API key, secret key, and secure? So you will add all these informations in your code. Okay, go and copy the cloud name. The cloud name is going to be whatever I have in my account. Go to Cloudinary, copy your cloud name and then paste it. Paste it. Okay. And then API key. I'll tell you why we are doing all these. Okay. Copy your API keys and then paste that as well. And then your secret. So why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
For secure.
Yes.
Maintain security.
So so if you see here, I am storing all this thing in the code itself, right? In my code itself. Later we will see, yeah, saving securely, correct, Abhishek. Later, this is not a good practice, okay? Having all the keys and all in the code. Later we will see how to add in an environment env file, okay? And then when we see about that, we will store all these kind of configurations, right? Platform specific configurations and all will be stored in a separate file, and you can access them with certain keywords in the code itself. Okay, for now, let's stick with this itself. Let's configure all the configurations in the code itself. Okay, when we see that topic, probably next week, okay, I'll tell you how you can store all these informations in your environment env file and then use it in your application. Now configuration is done. Everyone are able to do till here. Yes, done. I have configured. Now my only job is to upload, right? So where will I get the file? Where will I get the file? This place, right? So after I get the file, you need to upload to Cloudinary. It's just 2 lines, nothing complex. Okay, go to the documentation. Not this one. Image and video upload. Can you see cloudinary.v2 we have already done. Uploader.upload and then the file path and a callback. Okay, that is what you need to do here. You need to call cloudinary.uploader.upload. So if you see here, this uploader has multiple things. Okay, if it is a single small file, you can use upload method. Okay, if it is a stream where you get chunk by chunk of data, then you use these methods. And if it is a large file where you wanted to upload in one set, you can use all these methods depending on your situation. Let's try to upload a sample file. Okay, and then check. Now here I need to specify the path name. Okay, the path name of my file. So what is the path name? Here inside public. Inside public. Okay, is everyone done with configuration? Do you want me to wait, or do anyone want to wait? Okay, Kanhu has messaged. Okay. Yeah, let me know, because if you are configuring, you'll not be, listening here. How about others? Have everyone configured this password? Importing, these are the extra 2 lines which I have added, nothing more. Any difficulties are you facing? Okay, Prag, but yeah. Kanhu, what about you? Can we continue? Others also? Dheeraj, Ganga, Ibrar. Yes.
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, got it. Okay, dot upload. The first thing is going to be my file path. So you need to give your file path here. So what is the path? Can I use directory slash public directory name slash public slash file name? Where will I get the file name from? Where will I get the file name from? Where did we get yesterday? Do we have the data here? Do you remember what are the data we saw? All this file name will be available here, right? In the file data. So simply write file data dot
File
file
name.
name. Are you able to get how am I adding the path? Everyone? Okay. Now, if you go back, you need to know the URL, right? So you have a secondary callback, which is going to give you the error field and the result. Can we see what these value are? Can we just print and see similar to how they have done? Okay, the second param to my upload file is going to be a callback function with error. If there is any error, it will give you. Okay, with error. I am just finding difficulty with this. Yes. Okay. Error result. Okay, it's a callback function. So it's an async process, right? It is an async process. It will take some time. Correct. What it is going to do is it's going to accept. It is going to accept a callback function from you. Okay, so after this promise is resolved or rejected, this callback function will be executed. All your async process, we used to do it this way only, right? So inside the callback function, I'm just going to print what am I getting here, like the result part and the error part. Any doubts with this? Just a line. Once I get the file data, I'm just using this package. The first one will be the path of your file, which is inside your public, and then your callback function, which your system will call, your upload function will call after the promise is resolved or rejected. Can we run till here and see? Do I have npm
Yes, ma'am.
install nodemon? I don't think I have installed. What happened? Did I not install node mode? I do have. Okay, let's not waste time. Everything, all the micro VS Code, Node, all the things I installed today. So yeah, might be some wrong with the configurations. Again, module not found. What module not found?
I think Node is not installed.
Node is installed. I did try with running the application. Hmm.
Node is not installed, ma'am.
Okay. I think Express and all is not mentioned here, right? So that would be one possible reason. npm install Express. It's not listed in the dependencies as well. Hopefully this time. Okay, it's running. So now let's go back, reload our application. We got all these. Okay. So now it should, what we have done is it should save the file in our folder, as well as it should be uploaded. Okay. By executing this line, it should be uploaded and we should get some information here about the result. Okay. We are expecting some data from the Cloudinary. That data is the URL we are currently looking for. Let's see what are the data it is returning. Okay, let me give okay. Okay, posted successfully. Let's go back. Okay, here, if you see here, okay, we have given this extra braces and all. Save. This time it should. Let's see. Okay. Finally uploaded. Okay, if you see here, undefined is the error one. We tried to print both, right? Both the result and the error. Undefined is the error one. You didn't get any error. If you have, you can simply check if the error is present and then throw error instead of, sending it. But the other details, if you see here, can you see multiple other details? The version, the signature, the height and width of the image, the format, everything you can see. Okay. So what we are looking for here is this URL. Okay. Can I copy this URL? Okay, I'm going to copy this URL and show you. Is this the image we uploaded? Okay, so it is in this URL, right? So let me go back in the media, reload. You should get the image which you have uploaded to your cloud storage. Just 3 lines of code and you are done. Okay, this one. And then the configuration of your account. If you see here, yeah, the format is something different. I don't know why it is not in this kind of a format. You're not going to see the image in the file. Okay, but we have it in this in the server itself, right? Do we actually need this?
No, ma'am.
No. Can we delete that? How do you delete a file? How do you delete a file?
F.delete.
Fs dot. How do you unlink, right? So now we have got the URL. So instead of storing file name as the URL, okay, after it is being uploaded, can I store image URL to be result dot secure URL or URL, both will work. Okay, let's add secure URL. Okay, understood why we are doing? So we are storing the URL of the arm of my image. So later using the URL, how did we fetch here? Using the URL only, no, we saw the data. So similar to that, we will be able to get the uploaded image using this image URL. So I am going to add it in my product data. Only the secure URL I need. Okay, can we comment this out? Okay. So after getting the secure URL, you need to delete it. I no need the content here. So if I go back, what is the module we have to use to delete? What's the module?
File system.
FS, file system, right? Going to delete the module require. We can use FS promises, so you can use async await and all. Save. So go down. After getting the URL, simply delete it. FS dot unlink, and then file path, right? So what's the file path? This thing, entire thing, same file. I'm going to copy and then paste it. I'm deleting here. This is an again async operation. Okay, after this I don't have anything to be sent. Okay, if you want, you can add, if you have any other thing to be done after it, you can just add await keyword. When you add await keyword here, you should add async keyword here, else it will not work. Understood why you're using await? This is a promise.
Asynchronous.
Yes, as of now I don't have anything after this unlink. Okay, even if I don't put this, it will not make it will be the same thing, right? If I wanted to do any other operation, obviously you should put await, else you will get a different behavior. Can we now check? So far I have 3. Okay, let me delete. Let us upload a different file. Okay, let me stop the server, start again, go back to my browser, localhost. Instead of using this file, let's upload this one. Let's see what's the result. I don't have that new file here. The same thing only I have. I don't have the new file here. But let us see if it is being actually uploaded or not. Go back to your cloud platform, reload and see if you get the image. So can we confirm that it is being stored in the compute, like in your server, after uploading to your platform? This is working because I don't see that file anymore here. These are the previous 3 images I had already. Okay, now I don't have. So did we achieve what we were expecting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, any doubts on this? I'll stop here. Yeah. Can we directly upload to Cloudinary directly from client or directly from server? From client you can do. Okay, if you go back to okay, this is something disturbing. Okay, if you go back to your, where did I see the documentation? Okay, can you see the front end applications, React and all? You can do, but the thing is, if you do here, you might not be, filter. It's a client code. You should expose your credentials. Not only that, you cannot have your own customization, right? Like, let's say you don't want to accept few files. Even if you add JavaScript code to delete all that, you still have filter option and all. But having something in the client, you cannot be assured. Like I can still go and change the code. Like in the client can do whatever he or she wants, right? The code is being exposed. They can change the way it is behaving, right? So this validations and all, you still can, it will work, but it is not that secure as doing in from server. Okay, always validate whatever you wanted to do it in the server, and then only upload if you actually need it. Else simply don't upload it, right? If you are doing it from server, it will work using if you go and see plain JavaScript also you can do. Thing is URL you are exposing, and then say all these you will have to do it. And even if you do all the uploading, filtering, all the uploading, all that, even then it is not as secure as you are doing in server. Okay, your clients can still change this code, modify it accordingly, and then run it. That you can do. That is the next thing we are going to see. Now this is this process which we are doing is something like too much of no process, right? First storing it in my server, uploading it to cloud, and then deleting it from server. Are we doing that? Yes. Why? Because you have configured your multer to do disk storage, meaning you are configuring the multer to store the files in public directly. Did we not do that? Did we not have this one? Okay. I will show you how to store it in memory itself and then upload directly instead of doing this tedious process. But before that, let me know if you have completed so far. Any doubts on this part? This is a promise method. It accepts a callback function. It accepts a callback function. Okay. Inside the callback function, after uploading, after your promise is either resolved or rejected, this callback function will be executed. Okay. In that callback function, you get an error and the result variable. Okay. In the result, you have plenty of informations. If you see here, API key, the version, the resource, the URL, all the things you get. We are only concerned about the URL because we wanted to get that data later. So I will store only the URL in my DB. Okay, this will go into DB, right? Eventually we are having it as a mock data, but this will go into DB later. So in the DB, you will have this URL as a string, and then later with this URL, you will be able to access. Now, if I go back, already we have done this part yesterday, right? If I go back, can you see it is being loaded? Can you see the URL here? If I reload this page, one is the request for this document itself. The second is the get call for the list of products available. The third is the source of that image. Can you see the URL being changed? Instead of getting from the server, we are actually requesting using the URL from Cloudinary. Why is this happening? Because I am storing the image URL to be the URL from Cloudinary. Is that clear? Any other doubts do we have? Okay. Everyone is able to do? Are you able to upload files? Okay. Yes, we will have one MCQ and then start. Try it. The next thing is going to be very simple. Just that we'll have to convert into base 64 string and then upload. Yeah, I'm adding the MCQ guys. Posted the MCQ for Tata batch. Added it for Baba as well. Can we upload in specific folder in Cloudinary? Yes, we can. We can configure that. But that doesn't make sense. Like since we have a URL, no, it's that not much necessary, to have it all configured and all. Yeah, we will see. We will see how to do that. Okay. Can we move to the next part, everyone? Okay. Now, the process which we are doing as of now is something very complex. We don't want to do that. We don't want to store anything here and then delete it. We don't want this. Okay. This is one way. Okay. Let us go and see in Cloudinary the documentation of it. I want it from backend. Backend node. Yeah. This is what I wanted. Can you see a base 64 data URI? Okay. So these are all, just, you can simply upload any public URL, any URLs where the image is already there, that also it will accept. Okay. From any other cloud storage also you can do it. That will also be an URL, right? So that and all we are not seeing it. Let's see, instead of storing it in your server and then uploading it, let's convert it into a base 64 data. Okay. If
What
you
is base
go,
64, ma'am?
yes, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I am just checking. Okay, okay, here it will be. Options. This is S3 bucket. Okay. If you see here, if it is, base 64 is nothing but the raw data, right? Your files and all are in binary, raw data, buffer, right? That buffer will be encoded in a string. Okay, if you can see here, this is a string, right? Your raw data will be converted into a string. Okay, base 64 is nothing but an encoding of your raw data into a string. Okay, so if you upload that, okay, instead of storing it, if you upload that base 64 string, which is the encoding of your raw data, okay, encoding of your raw data to a base 64 string, okay, that way also you can upload. But before that, okay, the file data, the content of your file data, what it is there, what are the file data you have? Let's comment this. Let's see what's printed in line 54. Yesterday we saw, right? Let me upload some data. Okay, downloads. I try to upload now. So this is the file data, right? Why am I not able to see this? If I scroll a little, it's going up. Okay. Can you see file name here? Original name, encoding, MIME type, destination, file name, path, size. Do you see the raw data, buffer data here anywhere from Multer? From Multer, you don't get that raw data. It directly stores your image in your folders. You don't have the raw data. Only if you have that buffer data in file, you will be able to convert it into a string. Okay. If you you need the raw data here. So for that, what you need to do is, let us go back to Multer. npm Multer, this one. Okay. Multer. Did we not see two things in the storage? One is disk storage, which we saw yesterday. The other one is memory storage. Okay. Memory storage is nothing but instead of storing it in your hard disk, instead of storing it in your hard disk like this, it will store it in memory itself. It will store the content of the file in memory, similar to how you have variables and all. Right? This is in memory, right? You don't have the data anywhere. You are adding it to the product data, you are pushing it, but you are not preserving it. Once the server is stopped, it is gone, right? So all those in memory data somewhere in a buffer, okay, it will store it, and with that data you can upload directly instead of writing the files to your disk, writing the files as a content. Instead of using disk storage, we are going to explore what is memory storage now. Okay, it will just store the files in memory as buffer. Do you remember when we saw file streams? We had all the content of the file in a buffer array.
Yeah, ma'am.
That is what we are going to get if we use memory storage. So let us comment that previous configuration which we had already, that is disk storage, and let us try to use memory storage now, and then try to see what are we getting in this case. Okay, what are we getting in file data? So let's go back. Here is where I'm using disk storage. Okay, let me comment. Instead of writing to my file, let me comment this. If I write directly to my file, I will not get that buffer data. I need that buffer raw data. So you need to store in memory using memory data. So multer.memory storage, it doesn't have any options and all. Okay, you no need to configure anything. Const storage, which is equal to multer dot this one, or okay, not the function, just multer dot. Earlier we had disk storage. Now we are going to use memory storage and then instantiate that one. Once you are done with that, now create your uploads thing. Okay, const uploads, which is equal to multer. Inside this multer, just give the storage. Everything is same. If you see here, I gave disk storage yesterday. Now I am using multi storage. You can directly put that here as well. Okay. Cut. How do I cut here? Control X. Okay. You can do this as well. Okay, no problem. But have a key as storage. Okay, everything similar. Storage. We had disk storage yesterday. Now we are using memory storage. Okay. Now let me save. Okay. Everything else is same. Everything else is same. I just removed this disk storage and added memory storage. Let us go back and try to print the file data now. Try to print the file data now. Let me stop the server. Now if I go back, try to upload any content. Okay, go back to my thing. Can you see now the data is slightly different, We don't have path and all, but we have this buffer array similar to what we saw in file streams. It's a buffer array, which is containing the raw content of your file in hexadecimal format. Is this anything new to you? No, yes. You have already seen this format, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we got the buffer data now. So we need to convert this buffer into a base 64. That is a string format. Okay, we need to convert this to a string format like this. Okay, encode your raw data, encode your buffer data into a string format. Okay, so you don't know how to convert and all, we don't know, let's not do with that. Okay, there are multiple base 64 packages. Okay, search for it. I just chose this base 64 JS file. Okay, just check if it is supporting Node.js. Okay, for something will be only supporting client, not the node. Okay, just see any of the package. Okay, and also check if it is popular. Like this is something 9 years ago, we don't want that. Yes, you can use this 2 years ago. I did download this one. I think this is not supporting in node base 64. Browsers, can you see here? It is for browsers. Okay, all these will not be supported in node. Just check if it is supporting in node. Okay, can we go down and see? Okay, this supports because you have the common JS module kind of a format. So try to, it's also popular. Okay, what did I install when I was checking? I didn't install anything. Okay, stop your server. Okay, npm I, what is the package name? It is base 64 JS, right? To byte array. Okay, this is byte. This is what I tried with. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, later let's expose other libraries because I know for sure that this is working. Any library you take, it will have two things, encode and decode. That is what we are going to see here, encode and decode. Okay, one is to convert your buffer to strings and the other one is to convert your string to buffer. Okay, we want only to encode now. Okay, npm install paste, not this one, JS base 64, yeah. npm I JS base 64. We will see what it is actually doing. Okay, similar to how you import all the other libraries, try to import this as well. Base 64, which is equal to require JS base 64. Okay, I've just imported it. Copy this variable. Go to the data. Here is where I have the buffer content, right? Buffer content in my file data. So inside this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this library base 64 dot encode. Simply pass that buffer dot buffer. It will simply convert this raw data into a string. Can we see what it is going to do? Okay, let us store this in a variable data, buffer data. Let me try to show you what it is doing. Instead of, let me send this buffer data only. So whenever the client is being uploaded, I'm just sending this data. Let's see in the URL what it is being added. Okay, submit error. Okay, I didn't even start. Load. Can you see the string? It's so huge that your cursor itself is so long. Can you see how long it is? Okay, it is just converting your yeah, this is the error because I sent it here. It is just converting your huge buffer arrays. If you see here, this is not small. Okay, you have 4,846 more bytes there. It's just converting my buffer data into a string format so that I can upload that string here. Is that clear? Any doubts so far? What we are doing, what this string is? It is just an encoding of your raw buffer data to a string format. Okay, that encoding is being done by our library. Any doubts? No, yes. Why we converting it in string? Let me go back and show the documentation of Cloudinary. Okay. It is base 64 is a string format. You need to send that string only. If you wanted to use memory storage, that is instead of uploading your files to your disk and then uploading it to cloud, which we did earlier, instead of doing that, I am storing it in memory itself. How will I get the data in the memory if it is a file? Obviously buffer. How will you denote? Using a buffer format, right? In the file thing we saw. So I am going to convert this into a base 64 string, okay, which is just the encoding of your raw data into a string format, which is this long. Okay, your entire file content, you can see the cursor here, it's this long. Try to print in the console, it will be too much. Okay, so now that we have got this buffer string, okay, what you have to do is simply give this one. What is this? It's just expecting you, to send the data in that format. This is the file format, right? File format, and then this base 64 as a denotation so that it knows that it is a base 64 string, and then comma, and then the string itself. Can we try to replicate the same format in our application? So what I'm going to do is let this be commented. Let me copy. Okay, let us come here. uncomment this one. So instead of saying the file name here, okay, this part alone I'm going to change. Okay, what you need to do is data colon. What is the next thing? Image/png. What is this? File format, right? Whatever the file format the user is giving. Do we have file format anywhere here? Do we have the file format of, yes, correct, Nileshwar. We have the file format here, image/jpeg, right? So can we just substitute that dollar file data dot mytype? Okay. After that, what we need to do? Just mention that it is a base 64 with a, is this semicolon or colon? I don't know. Let's see, it's a semicolon. Semicolon, give base 64. No. After substituting, it is semicolon base 64. Till here clear? Any doubts? I'm just seeing the documentation and then no, it's nearly impossible to learn all the things. Okay, this is how you will see the documentation, learn how they have implemented and what is the ask, and then try to implement. Okay, so I could have not shown you and then just told you, but you have to learn this practice of how to navigate through the documentation and get the content what we need. Okay, and after that simply add a comma and then substitute your base 64 string. Okay, so I'll add a comma, put the dollar symbol, and then upload your buffer data. Will this work? Let us comment this one. Okay, this is a previous method. Now what I have done is just gave the format whichever the documentation requested. Okay, buffer data. Now, if you see here, do I need to do this now? Do I need to do this? No. So let's remove this one. So yeah. Let us see what is there in the cloud so far. Okay, let's try to upload that table and see. Any doubts here? Okay, this should actually work, but let's see if it's working or if we are getting any. We can also remove this async. Okay, if we got the result correctly, the URL should be present. Can we run and see now? Now let me stop the server. Start again. Go back. Okay, let us submit this and see it's posted successfully. Result dot secure URL is empty. Let's try to print that and see, else I will not know the error. We are getting an error. We are not able to upload. Now also. What's the, okay, console.log. Can you see how long the buffer data is? Okay, no such file directory. Data image base 64. Okay, I need to put a comma here. I have left that. Save. Now, yes, too much of small minute things to be noted. At least now. Okay, at last it's successful. Hopefully that table image should be added in my Cloudinary. Let us go back, reload. Okay, got it. Can you now see the difference? We are not storing anything in our disk. Okay, nothing new. All was already there, previous data. Okay, nothing new. But I just stored my entire content in the memory. Okay, and then converted into a string format and then I have sent it. This is the format that your Cloudinary is requesting. Okay, we are following whatever they have told. Okay, so now we have solved the problem of deleting the file, writing in the storage and all. Simply change your multer configuration to memory storage. Use this like any library, as I showed you, there are multiple base64 libraries. Use any of them, encode it, give your buffer data, encode it, and then directly upload. Understood? Any doubts? Image extension is not required actually. Okay, so if you see here, if you see the documentation, they are not asking you the extension and all. They're asking you the type of the folder that is already given to you by your multer. Okay, your multer gives you file data.mime type. You have that data. Simply add that using this template literals and your job is done. Okay. That's all, guys. Like, this is how you upload. Don't follow this method. This is, since you already know how to store it, I just wanted to show you multiple methods. This will work fine. Try to, we have used the upload method. Try to use stream. Okay, there is stream here. So try to read file in a stream format first. Okay, instead of getting the file data entirely, go and explore in multer how to read files as streams. Okay, instead of uploading it in one go, okay, upload it as a stream and see. That will be a little challenging, but you can still do it. You have here, right, stream. So as and when you get little chunk, you can keep on uploading them as separate chunk instead of uploading all together. Others? Any doubts? Yes, Prague, any doubts? Okay, Ibrar, what were you asking? There is a file extension message here. But what were you asking? Any files, like it's not, we have added filter here. Okay, I have commented that also. Any files will be uploaded. Let's try to upload any. This is not just images, but she will have huge files. Let me go and check if there is any other file. Okay, I don't know what file is, but let's upload. Hopefully it's no, oh, it's a log file. Let us see if it's being uploaded or invalid image file. Did I actually start the server? Invalid image file 400. Buffer application. Maybe they are not accepting this kind of MIME type files, right? It is not accepted. Probably let's try any other with the file extension. I don't know if all these will be uploaded. What's the size? 2 KB. Invalid image file. Probably, I think Cloudinary is accepting only images and media things. That's the reason it's not accepting all this data. Okay. MP3, I think, yes, we should try all that. Okay, I haven't explored all that. Let me see media library references. Video, okay. Audio, okay. We need to check that, Ibrar, MP3 and all. Probably I'll have to set here. So as of now, I can see only image, video, and the raw format. Yeah, because this is specifically for no images and videos, right? Yeah, probably I'll check that and get back. Let's see if I can upload it from here. If this is possible, anything should be, but yeah. Try, I don't have MP3 files. This is not my system. All the files are a little huge here. This is design files and all. So yeah, I cannot show you. Probably they are not accepting anything other than image as of no, we know it. But yeah, try the other things as well, other formats, and let me know. I'll also try that. Any other doubts with configuring your, is anyone facing any difficulties in that? Yes, Akhilesh. Is that Akhilesh? Understood? Any doubts in what we are doing? What upload is? It's a promise. So we are sending a callback function. Sudhakar, any doubts? Amanjot, Kushan? We are done with it. Let me post the MCQ. Let me stop sharing this system. No doubts. Try to modify the thing which we saw yesterday. Okay, try to display. If I go back, reload. Not giving you. Okay, it's not running. I have stopped this, like it will not show me all the pictures, but where do I have that? Yes. If I try to upload these and then look back, okay, all these should be uploaded. Okay. Did anyone try the gallery project which I told already? Uploading like gallery. Let's say I can have a button here to upload multiple files. As and when they click, display all these images as a grid. Okay, using Flexbox, and all the images which the user uploads should be visible here. Part of it is already done. You just need to add some CSS to that. That's all.
Like e-commerce website.
Yes. You can have like a gallery, a plus symbol here. Okay, you simply list all the pictures available. As and when the user uploads file using that plus symbol, you can simply display it in the page. Tomorrow's MCC also. Let me check the CC first. Yeah, that's something related to this uploading and gallery only. Okay. Yeah. Same thing which we have done already. Instead of products, it is going to be some random images like a gallery. Okay. As and when you call upload folder, it should upload and then display in the image. That is the CC as well tomorrow. Okay. Let me add MCQ and then let's end the class if you don't have any doubts. Adding the MCQ. A little complex one this time. I'm giving you 3 to 4 minutes. Just work out and then answer. Added it for Baba batch. Doing it for Tata as well. Understand the meaning of what spread operators, rest operators and all are doing and then answer. Added it for Tata. Okay, adding the last question. Happy Holi to anyone who is celebrating tomorrow. Have a long weekend. Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
What's that?
We have 3 days holiday. Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, and Sunday.
Correct, but I don't have holiday in Chennai here. Tomorrow office is there.
Yeah, my colleagues don't have holiday tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I have added the 4th MCQ to Baba batch.
And Saturday is also holiday.
Saturday we have like extra class. Not mandatory, but yeah. What do you want me to cover Saturday?
Revision.
Weekend?
Ma'am, can we go through some mini project?
Any project? Okay, in back, focused on back end or in front end?
Yeah, no, in back
Like
end.
in Node.js, focus on Node.
Node.js,
Node.js,
but
yes.
I think like we
Yes.
haven't, yeah, but we haven't covered too much of concept. Like once we connect with the database, then it will get complex. But we haven't covered much. Yeah, I'll try to figure out if there is any specific topic you want me to cover, that will also work. Let's see. Yeah. Post in the chat. If we don't have, we will work on a project, backend project. But as I said, no, we are just.
Otherwise, ma'am, some interview questions or tips.
Yeah, I'll do that. Posted last MCQ for Tata as well. Created attendance for Tata. Baba also created attendance. Okay. Okay, yes, Prag, I will tell you about MBC architecture. We have few topics pending from last Saturday's class. Let me quickly check. The writing and reading CSV files we saw. Debugging. Okay, set immediate. We didn't see, right? Set immediate timers. In the browser, we have only set timeout and set interval, right? In the node environment, we have one other thing called set immediate. I'll try to explain that as well. That one and the MVC architecture also I have. Okay, that's just similar to how REST pattern is there, right? It is just a pattern, that no theoretical pattern. Yes, we will see that. Okay, and if time permits, any small project like that. If there is anything else you want me to cover, I'll be happy to do it. Yeah, so those of you who are leaving, have a great weekend. Good night.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, Pradeep.
Yeah, every day you can take some interview questions, ma'am.
Interview
Like 5 to 6.
questions. Interview
So,
questions in terms of theoretical or yes, small snippets we can do coding in JavaScript itself.
yeah,
Small.
whatever the topic covered in that part and previous topic, you can ask like 5 to 6 interview questions that will help further now, ma'am.
Yes, but I don't think like we can cover it in the everyday class because today's topic is kind of small, but every day we have like enough time more to cover the topic itself. Probably we can do that in the extra class, and if there is any time, I'll surely bring that.
Yeah, okay, then sure.
Okay, yes. After finishing the topic, if we find any time, I'll just have list with all the common questions, and then we will go one by one till.
Yeah, okay, then.
Okay.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for the feedback taken. Prague cluster, yes, we can do it, but yeah, that will go a little complex. You need to understand designs first, backend designs, basics of that. Yes, I'll note that. I'll try to explain as easy as possible. Okay, so yeah, if there is no doubt, let me quit from my other system.
Good night, ma'am.